Pudge, you know what time it is?
It's time for the Chubby Bartenders Podcast.
Sit back, put your earbuds in, pour your favorite drink.
Light up the smoke of your choice and let's go.
Enjoy.
It's time for the Chubby Bartenders Podcast. Tyler.
Hey,
we're back.
We're back, and Tyler, we understand today you're on the mend, and we'll be seeing you again soon. It sounds like.
I saw him today.
Okay, good. How's he doing?
He's good. He dropped. He built Gibson a computer.
I heard he was doing that.
Yeah, so he got us all squared away there. Dropped it off the house. So
yeah,
he was at the house. I wasn't, but I talked to him on my ring.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and then he called us and walked us through. Yeah. On what to do, but we got special guests. We got a repeat.
Yeah, we do. We got volume 2.
Volume 2.
One
Mr.
of our
King.
Favorite guests.
Yes,
Scott King.
Nobody's died.
No.
Has anybody died since last time we talked? You killed anybody?
Nobody. No, everyone's okay.
Close calls? Any close calls?
I had some close calls.
Yeah. Have you been saving any lives or anything? Like anybody try to attack you and you had to beat them down, or where they could have died? They're making that
Jackson,
mistake. Yeah.
I don't leave town very much.
So we got Mr. Scott King. If you remember, you were with us a year? So it's been over a year now, almost probably, that you were with us, and you were the local Krav Maga combat specialist. Is that what you'd call it? Krav Maga instructor. So I mean, we had Curtis on, we had you on. Curtis talked about you on the show. Did you watch Curtis's?
Yeah, it was a great show.
It was a good show.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I've known him all my life.
Well, people say he's full of shit. He's not.
No,
he'll legit shoot an aspirin out of the air with the longbow.
Oh, years ago, he was also a pistol marksmanship champion.
Everything the guy does,
he's a champion. We were saying that. Like, I mean, the everything he's participated in, like that frisbee stuff.
Golf.
Champion.
I was there for because we were growing up. Now he was in a different part of town, but it was kind of like Sandlot kids, But
sure,
would have that frisbee, and he was amazing with it. He's always been a good guy.
You're the same age.
Kurt is 2, maybe 3 years older than me. He has a sister that's my age.
Okay. Well, he definitely, the stories that I've heard are the stories that he said, and then that guys, he backed them up. Like he's killed everything with a longbow. He's killed bear, and I mean, just the guys lived.
Well, it was extraordinarily interesting to hear him talk about Bondo. And like the parallels between the interview we had with you and some of the stuff you guys have done like overseas and different things like that. Yeah. And then also like the martial arts tie in there. It was just really cool.
Well, I've gotten ate up since last time me and you talked with the fighting styles.
Oh yeah.
Deep dive. For the last 6-8 months, I've been in a deep. I love the boxing. I've been doing boxing 2 or 3 days a week over at AP.
Wonderful.
And really gotten into like just fighting. Not me personally, but watching them, studying them, learning, trying to get better. And
the Munn family with your local McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, and MacArthur. Need I say more than pull in, get the app open, and pull in spot number 5, and let's go for number 6.
So now, we talked with you about that Krav Maga, so now I'm back like a kid in the candy store. So tell us about what is going on with Krav Maga right now in Jackson.
Well, there's been some changes since we talked last time.
Oh, okay.
I got a new job.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So
great.
I'm happy.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Awesome. Congratulations.
Yes. Congrats.
Now, that's
I'm going
the
to
good
miss
news.
you though. I'm going to miss you as my guy here.
Well, I mean, the bad news is, along with that, there was an hour's change. So I didn't have the availability to hurry up and get home and go in there. It just wasn't going to be possible.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a logistics thing. But I had a Monday night slot at the Y. And Tim does such a great job of running the Y, always trying to bring in programs and everything, which translates to a really tight, packed schedule.
Yeah.
So about the only other times that would have been open where I would have felt comfortable say, okay, yeah, we can do it here, would have been like on a Friday night or Saturdays. And I'm sure there may be people that would be interested in coming, but my experience has taught me after doing seminars for years and these kind of things, when it's weekend, people want to do weekend things.
Yeah.
So I just say, you're probably not going to get the participation, and there might be other programs that's going to be better served with those slots, like kids soccer, youth leagues, things like that. So so that's kind of.
So you're not doing the Friday morning stuff anymore.
We do.
We still doing that?
Yeah, we do. I just got back into that. of course, with the new job, it's 4/10s, and we're off every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we go in. We've got a core group of guys.
Yeah.
And it's just like a brotherhood. And we just enjoy hanging out with each other and kind of break a sweat while you're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
But come in.
I should.
That is totally.
I know I should.
It's not a class. It's unofficial, and we hang the bags, and we've got CDs that keep us on pace and keep going. And if the bags aren't open, then the rest of us are out there on the floor, and we've got kettlebells and doing push-ups and setups and it's whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
For that 2 or 3 minutes until everyone gets a chance to rotate.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
usually everybody
It's kind of
gets
similar. What I'm doing.
Everybody gets a couple rounds on the bag between stuff, and so.
Yeah. That's very similar to
There's only 6 or 7 of us guys, but it's been that same 6 or 7.
That's
and we're
awesome.
we love to we tease each other and we laugh, and it's just a great way to start your Friday.
Yeah.
We're out of there by 5:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
What time do you start?
5
a.m. So it's a 30-minute.
It's a 30-minute,
and you don't stop for 30 minutes.
Get after it and go. Well, there's a minute break between rounds.
Yeah.
And we need that.
Yeah.
We grab some water. We might shoot a joke out to somebody. But come in.
Are you guys wearing gloves and wrap? Are you wrapping hands and doing the whole bit?
We don't wrap. I'm trying to think. Maybe have.
I'm having a lot of trouble with my wrist. I have to wrap.
I've got gloves, the big thick. Those have always been good for me. But for years, when I did push-ups, I'd do them, and that strengthened my wrists.
Yeah. They hurt whenever I drop down and I do this, because we'll jump down to a push-up in between the sets,
Yeah, there you go.
And man, I mean, the next day, I can't hardly sit down. Like if I grab the arm of the chair to sit down, I can't hardly do it. It's really hurting me.
Hand wraps are good if you're going to do a lot. I mean, I think hand wraps are better for your knuckles and compacting the bones of your hand. If you want to go heavy on the wrist, sometimes you can't always get the gloves wrapped.
Yeah.
But the gloves I use, they've got a big, thick leather band.
Yeah.
And sometimes different brands of them, you can really cinch those down, and it provides all the support that you need. Yeah. But anyway, as far as the equipment and gloves, I've got a bag of gloves, one of those mesh bags. I must have 20 pairs, because when I go do seminars and stuff, that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Pick a pair out.
Yeah. So you're still doing the Friday Krav Maga classes. Well, that's more of a boxing.
It's guys getting
like
together.
a workout.
It's not a class. It's not organized. I mean, it's not on the schedule. We just come in and we work out and hang out with each other, and then we go.
So over the last year since you and I and Chad got together over at the old place, did you have any like major jump out success stories, like people maybe using this, or they did things because they could do this? Because you have to be instilling some confidence in these guys and girls.
Nothing comes to mind. There's I've been blessed to do a lot of work in the schools. And sometimes I get a little feedback from there, because I mean, it's been around forever, but bullying is the thing.
Oh yeah.
And
I wonder how prevalent that still is. Your kids talk about that much?
Not a whole lot, man.
Mine don't either.
I mean, I'm sure it's there.
I'm sure it is. I'd say we just haven't maybe got there yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Where they're so young.
I find out that it hits my experience, from working with them, and when the schools bring me in, it'll be for a 6 or an 8 week session. So I get to spend time with these kids at the different grade levels for a month and a half, 2 months, and you can build a relationship with that amount of time.
So are you still doing that?
Well, I finished one up at the Oak Hill School District, Oak Hill High School, middle school. I finished it up right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And that was a 6 week.
So what will they do? So they will call you. Now, you probably can't do these right now with your new job change, but.
Well, if it's on a Friday, but, a lot of.
Okay, so tell me, so they're calling you and you're setting them up with like a 1 day a week or like, what are you calling this? I mean, what do you do with that?
Kids, self-protection, safety, and fitness. So I try and cover all these things, because I think they all blend together. They're all important, and they all complement each other. If I can teach them to be safer.
So who do they put in the class?
It's a lot of times it's funded through the Gallia Vinton it's the ESC program, Educational Services Center.
Yeah.
And it's their after-school programs.
Oh, okay. So it's right
So
after
I'll go
school.
down. It gives them another option.
Okay,
rather
cool.
than
Latchkey.
latchkey or sitting around on a computer. And,
Yeah.
but we have a lot of. You have a chance to say, you guys got your homework done, and you start building that rapport, and we laugh and joke. So during that time, there's always been at least one or two that will come up and say, hey, or the teachers will flag me and say, this is having some, this issues, and we've got to be careful. You don't want to cross a personal line, but they also, because teachers care, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
yeah.
really
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless them. And they want to see, they know who kind of needs or who would benefit.
Maybe a little extra attention or
And,
yeah.
a little. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. And then and sometimes you just get a feel.
So how do you keep from that guy? How do you keep from being the guy that teaches that kid to go to school the next day and beat the shit out of whoever's?
That's a personal thing that I've kind of. I talk to my wife, Kat, and I say, man, I'm not sure sometimes that you're not empowering the bully. But that works both ways.
Yeah. So what happens if this person shows up the following day and says, "Hey, I tried what you told me, didn't work out"? Does that ever happen?
Yeah. I mean, no, not at the school, but man, right as soon as you were saying I knew where you're going, and you could probably see the light switch on in my brain. Like, I don't know if I want to tell them this or not, but I think the statute of limitations has probably ran out by now. So, okay, so one time, I had a young kid, and his father contacted me, and he said, "Would you?" I said, "Yes, send him over. Send him over, and I'll talk to you." This was like a private lesson thing. I don't want to make it sound too formal, but I said, "Sure, I'll work with." My heart goes out to people who get bullied and are exploited by other people.
Absolutely.
So, within a couple sessions, you bring them up. But one thing I want to emphasize, and this is to everybody, there's no silver bullet that's going to take care of this problem. I'm a big believer in a right overhand, and if I can send that Scud missile with one shot and end it, and then get out. That's my whole thing. I don't stand and gloat, but there's so many things I want to build into this before. The best self-defenses don't be there, and you start talking about these.
Sure.
So anyway, we go through this thing, and he's a good boy. He's just a big farm boy that doesn't really know
How to use his body?
What he's capable of. And things were going good. And a couple weeks, I get a call, and I thought, oh boy, now I'm waiting on the subpoena. So he had been up to the county fair, and this has probably been 8 or 10 years ago. I wasn't home from overseas very long, and the perfect scenario, the imperfect scenario was, sure enough, he's up there minding his own business, tending his thing at the 4-H barn and all this, and decides to walk up to the midway, and here comes the bullies in numbers, always in numbers.
Yeah.
And man, he put right into practice some of the things we had talked about. And he put the kid in the hospital. So I thought, this is it.
Yeah.
I don't think he got bullied.
But that guy didn't talk shit no more.
I don't think he ever got
Well,
bullied.
and if I'm not mistaken, Scott, from our last conversation with Krav Maga, I mean, it's a little different maybe than some of the martial arts in the fact of, you're looking to strike and escape. Or like diffuse situations, correct? And isn't that part of the training as well? Like,
I thought it was more not to diffuse. It was a diffuse situation, but here's how we're diffusing it.
If I can, I walk in here. We went through this last time. I say the first thing I'm doing, I'm boom. Okay, there's a way out.
Yeah.
Right.
I've already been through here. I know what's going on. What can I grab? Okay,
Lots of
stuff here.
yeah.
I could go really cause some damage.
Yeah.
So, but
We got axes. One for each of us.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the most challenging things, that I strive is I think people, when they come to my seminars, we'll talk about Sharir coming over in just a minute.
Yep.
When I said that, that's different.
Yep.
Here in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be going to Fayette County, and they want me to do a women's self-defense. So I've got 2 sessions stacked on top of each other. So you're going to get people in there. They're great bonding sessions, mother, daughter, BFFs, whatever, siblings. That's kind of it with the bullies.
Yeah.
I have to tell them. I say, look, now don't go up tonight and fight. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait till next week when I get here. We'll do the controlled environment. But you've only got them for a small slice of time.
Yeah.
And punching, kicking, a lot of that stuff is instinctive to us, really, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But what is not instinctive is being able to at least implant somebody. When you spend time with a mentor who's going to say, and then I do scenario training, and when I was teaching, it wasn't uncommon for me to say, tonight we're going to work on multiple attackers. Or I would teach, I had a series of courses called Confined Space Fighting. So when you find yourself in a really confined space, you don't have a lot of room to move.
Gillum Insurance, we've got lots of things happening at Gillum Insurance. We have moved to 228 Broadway. Right now, guys, with COVID and the pandemic going on, don't be the one caught without life insurance. So give us a call, 740-395-0357.
What are we going to go
Ooh, I
to?
love that idea.
So, but you want to, I want to write on their code. I want to write code on their hard drive that, look, situational awareness. The very first inkling you get that this thing could go bad, start plotting your way out. Start plotting a way out of it. Like, look, okay, let's talk later. You know what? Hey, I got to go. Let me get back to you on that. Or just, if you see drama happening up there, the best self-defense is don't be there. Don't go to it. Don't go, because you're going to get caught up in it.
Yeah.
And then when you do, another philosophy that I came up with, I've never published this like it would be something, but, I call it fight funnel. When we're up here at the top, and this is what I preach, the longer you stay in a bad situation, the worse your options get to get out of it. Think about an experience you've had. Now tell me that's not true. So at the fight funnel, we've got options up here. But the longer we remain, what happens?
Crowd closes in.
It goes right down to that one thing like, crap, I should have left a long time ago. And with the kids, people want to put Krav Maga in a fight context, but really I think Krav Maga is holistic. You can apply this to a lot of things. And I say, think of when I deal with high school kids, because we've all had this experience. Think about that time you were with your buddy in the car, and you think, dude, you need to relax, man. Why are you going so fast? You're heading out 4 Mile. We're heading out Franklin Valley. I don't care where you're going. Why don't you just slow down? Oh, watch this. And then we end up in the ditch. We end up hitting a tree or something. So that's a good analogy, because if you'd have just said, dude, it's enough, pull over, let me out. The best self-defense or the best way to protect yourself is like, go on. You want to act like a fool? You drive on. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
But you stayed in the situation. And the longer it goes, he's going fast. Now you can't bail out. So, if you hit him, he's just going to get knocked out and wreck anyway. But so when you share things like that, I think it helps people. I always like to what I call teaching context. I like to give them a perspective so they can say, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, I think I get it.
Yeah.
Now back to these little 2-hour deals. So you've only got them for a short amount of time. And I'll spend the first, anywhere from 20 minutes to a half hour lecturing, just trying to download stuff. And then I put in, okay, now we talk about managing space and distance. Hey, when it's time, someone from here to the chairs over there, no big deal. When they start coming toward me, you got to read the tea leaves. When I'm working with law enforcement, it's a lot more real to them, because you get the flared nostrils and the snot coming out. I can be realistic if you want me to. Guys, those are signs. And when you're given a sign to be able to kind of gauge it and predict something, then it's a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift. But because you've came into the room, or you've came into the situation, assuming you're not a law enforcement officer or carrying a bunch of tools on our belt, I already know, number one, where my exits are at.
Right.
And number two, if I get cut off or make a fast buy, I know that I can grab something off the wall and start swinging. Why do I want to fight a fair fight? Think about it.
Especially if you didn't want to be there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you were
What honor is there in that?
if you didn't want to fight and they still bring it to you, then hey, man. You know.
I mean, and I'm not talking about. That's where, the whole thing of defending yourself is not to stand and gloat and don't you regret that? No. The minute
Say my name. You put some respect on my name.
I want to get out.
Yeah, right.
It's for me to escape. Yeah. I'm not trying to put a hurting on this guy, but at the same time, I'm not going to take a chance.
Right.
I feel threatened enough, and I'm going to neutralize that threat. That sounds harsh. I mean, that has different applications. Where you're overseas, it means something different. But I'm going to make that situation safe so I can
get out of there.
Vamos.
Yeah.
I'm gone. He who fights and runs away lives to fight
another day.
Yeah.
And we know this stuff already. We just have to be reminded sometimes.
So, like when it comes to one thing we didn't talk about last time, like with Krav Maga, and you take classes, you had told us like there's no belts or anything like that or certifications, right? And like what I was getting at is like, do you have that?
Oh yeah.
A, and B, are there like organized events where you go and fight or spar or do anything like that? Or
yes to the first question, no to the second. So let me explain the first question. We have ranking systems. From a military perspective, and I'm going to the IDF with this, and it's the same as
what's IDF?
Israeli Defense Forces.
Okay.
It's like, guys, we're going in. We're going to train Krav Maga. We're going to boom, boom, boom. You hit the high notes, and here's the thing. But once again, big emphasis on the mental download,
right?
Because that's where, to me, it's as much mental. If you choose, then it became civilianized.
Okay.
And in ICCS, we have a rank, we have a promotion.
Okay.
Ladder, a process. And before, and this is selfish out of me, the years I taught, I never progressed. I never gave the opportunity to progress. And really, all of my students that came in and trained with me, they were ready for it. The selfish part is because I knew that when I brought them up, now I'm going to have to devote more time that I really didn't have to the level 1 class, the level 2 class, the level 3 class, and so on. Okay. And I just didn't have the time and
resources.
It goes back to you guys got to hurry up and get off the floor because we've got Zumba coming in or something.
Right.
I had there was moving parts that I had to work out. When Sharir and I linked up, and plus I just wasn't fair to the students who were so dedicated, and you see them progress, and that's really it's a good feeling, and. So I've got a couple they tested last time. I bring him in at least twice a year. He'll come over and he'll stay at the house, and we go and we teach the what I call the other side of Krav Maga, the more holistic side.
The kill you stuff.
Well, to
combat
keep from being, We're teaching everything from.
So who are you teaching that to? Individual, like,
yeah.
Well, I know individuals, but like, are you teaching that to like just people, or is that more like, hey, city police
law enforcement?
Yeah,
both.
Both.
Yeah, I've taught local. I don't know how to. It's not a secret. I just don't want to mention. Yeah, hospital security teams.
Okay.
I've trained them. I've trained a lot of church security teams up.
Church security.
Yeah.
Didn't know that there was such thing.
Well, I think that the with a lot of the stuff that's been going on, people attacking churches, terrorist stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, look what happened in the synagogue just a couple weeks ago, and then a couple weeks before that, and I've went to a lot of businesses, corporations, and gave presentations on active threat response. People call it active shooter. I call them active killers. They're not there to make noise. They're there to take out people. So let's just tell it what it is. But it's active threat. When Sharir comes on what we call the pro course, the ICC, Israeli Contact Combat System pro course, now we'll go down. Let's see. He he's all over the world, and we talk a couple times a week, but I still can't keep up with him. I have to follow him and see, where are you today? Well, I'm in Switzerland or Germany next weekend, and he was in Alabama with the U.S. Marshals, trained a team of U.S. Marshals up down there. I've worked with local law enforcement here, and we go down to London, Kentucky, down there the Tennessee border, and we've done a couple courses down there. And that's just, we have law enforcement come in, and the same thing we've got a course coming up here in Jackson in 3 weeks. We'll talk about that. But, you get your law enforcement, and we get military guys coming in on their own.
Okay.
And those courses, will incorporate some what we call striking.
Okay.
But those are mostly bring your hardware with you, because we're going to learn room clearing. We're going to learn tactical shooting, tactical reloads, and we go through that. So it's a different level.
Yeah.
We call it Krav Maga just because we're hosting it. But the Israelis, I think, look at it not from just, okay, the gloves are off, let's go get a coffee. It's all the way. It's all the way over. We want to be able to inspire and create and equip. I don't want to be too dramatic here, but the complete weapon. Why go halfway? So as a good example, and this is something, CCW, carrying concealed weapon license, great. I think everyone should get it. You have to go through some training and stuff. But one of the fallacies that you see is so many people get that and they think, done, I've arrived.
Right.
Because I'll kill them. I'll shoot them. That's.
What if they got a CCW too?
That's fine. But I know a lot of guys. I've trained with a lot of guys who, could be on you before you break leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're not that good.
Those guys are out there.
Oh, they're all. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I see that in the boxing class. There's guys that you would never think of that would have you whipped before you got your hands out of your pockets.
It's probably a matter of like the control they have over their body, the just natural skill, and everything else.
They know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take you back to the seminar, to the lecture part. And I hope if people make it this far in tonight's Chubby episode, because maybe I can share something that will put a different spin on the way you look at things. I'm going to get sued one of these days by this gas station because I always use them as an example. Nothing has really happened there that I don't want to talk about. But anyway, I always use the example of that. Whenever I'm in Columbus, it seems like
you did last time. I remember this gas station.
There's a speedway right there on.
Hey, have you ever heard of AP Prep? Look them up at apprep.info. If you want to earn the day and be your best you, they got boxing classes. They got individual classes for your kids. So look those guys up at apprep.info in Chillicothe, Ohio. You'll be glad you did.
South High Street. And I'm like, well, I could make it home, but my gosh, gas is 30 cents cheaper up. So and you go.
Right.
I really don't care what time of day it is. I'm not saying this has happened. But now go with me in the scenario. You got the person coming up. We're not used to this kind of stuff. Sadly, we're starting to see some of it locally.
Right.
It's a whole other episode. Maybe you lock eyes with someone. And once again, it's a situation. You read those tea leaves, read what's going on here. I'm not going to stare them down like, you want some of this?
Yeah, right.
I'm not
lock
about
eyes
that.
too long. That's what you get. Yeah.
I'm not about that. But with a quick scan, I can tell you about what you're wearing, about how tall you are, how big you are. Kind of just you just take it in, and it takes practice, guys.
Yeah.
But now you've made your note. I'm moving around. Boom, I'm pumping my gas. And by the way, those little videos.
Yeah.
Don't turn them off. Don't pay any attention to them. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah, they want you to watch those.
I don't really care what the Kardashians are doing.
Yeah.
I don't care about Prince Andrew. I don't care. What I care about is what's going on around me.
Yeah.
Right.
So don't let that stuff distract you. So here we go. this is when I teach managing your space and distance. That's important. That's really important.
Yeah.
Because you've got to get close to hurt me. And I've got to get close to hurt you.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
You know, unless I'm pulling one of these deals. And you know, even then.
Yeah.
But you got two kinds. You got the guys you lock eyes with, like, what are you looking at? What's your problem? Well, you don't like my color. What kind of shirt? I'm not taking the bait. I'm going to keep my eye on you. Like, dude, I don't have a problem with you. They start moving towards you. Now we got different things should be happening here.
Starting to escalate.
We should be opening another file.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, okay, let's see what did Scott teach me to do. Hey, put your barrier up. Because from here, number one, not only my hands protect me, I'm not going to telegraph, at least it's not as often as if I got them up here, I got them ready. But you have to decide, and this is where I train them, say, you have to decide what your range is. Everyone's range is different, but everyone has a range. And boom, then we'll strike. And you start striking. You've got a dialogue. If you say it yourself enough, it's what's going to come out like, dude, hey man, what's up? What's up? I don't want any trouble with you. What's going on? What do you need? What do you need? I told you about Kat used to get upset with me because we'd be somewhere and I'd say, what do you want? Hand goes up.
Yeah.
What's up? And I'm looking serious. And bless her heart, she would say, why are you so rude to them? Because I don't know them. Right? I don't know what they want. They're
Selling candy bars, Scott. It's a fourth grader at Beggar's Day for Pee Wee football, Scott.
Candy
He
bars.
wants your money.
Candy bars would be my Achilles. Like, okay, you got any friends? Yeah, have they got candy bars? The chocolate has the power over me.
Yeah.
But you know, and she said, well, that could have been Jesus. I said, well, Jesus needs to stay back.
Yeah. That's
So
right,
we get
because-
a little more.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one. Now here's the one that is more common, and this speaks to what you just said. If we think they're not training, we call it training. It makes it sound formal, but I'm telling you, while they're sitting around doing whatever they're doing, hey, let's go out. What's the best way to do this? We're low on money. We're low on cash. I need a nicer car. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever their motivation is, but you see this. Hey, excuse me. Hi, excuse me. Would you care to tell me what time it is? Do you have a light? Do you? And some of these bizarre questions. When I teach women's self-defense, I say, look, you're good people. It's okay to be rude.
Yeah.
It's perfectly okay to be rude when you start feeling uncomfortable. And that's the trigger.
Yeah.
See, once again, it's a sliding scale. It's a sliding scale. And then confidence goes into it. You might have, this big Ohio State, I'm going to use an Ohio State linebacker example.
Yeah,
Someone who we can envision like, well, I wouldn't want to mess with someone. They're really in shape, probably bench presses 350 for fun and can sprint. And all I need to do is get close enough.
Oh, yeah.
To get close enough. And then out comes the blade. And it's done then.
Yeah.
Now, adrenaline's going to carry them so far. But here we are, the Dirtbag Conference, we're sitting around saying, which do you think would hurt more, Chad? Stabbing him in the arm or maybe up under that rib cage? Where do you think I could finish him? Okay, well, that's where I'm going to go next time. So we learn,
Right.
It's, when I teach this happened one time. It's not a big deal, but it was just like, whoa. I teach church security, and one thing I want to do is inspire that warrior ethos that's in all of us. It's in everybody. And I say, look, while we're here training, someone is out there training. They're planning the next active killer event. They're sitting there cleaning their weapon. They're loading their mags. They've got maybe a blueprint or a schematic up. They know the hours of the business. They're doing some type of research, preparing
To take it over.
just like you are. So we got to take this serious. And as we were training that night, I go home the next day, you get the news. I was like, wow, that was prophetic. Accidentally.
Yeah.
There was an active killer event that evening, So anyway, okay. I forget how we got to where we were at, but let's go back to
I could do it all day. It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love hearing about it and the philosophies that come up behind it, and that's one of the things. Like I mean, Krav Maga is it a martial art, Scott?
We say it gets lumped into it because we take a lot of the techniques
Right.
from martial arts. But we say it's heavy on the martial and light on the art.
Okay.
Have you gotten into the MMA stuff a lot here lately? Have you been watching any of it, like Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane?
I don't know anybody anymore. No.
Dude, these guys, man. To watch a MMA UFC fight and just watch the strategy, the planning. I mean, these guys they're waiting for the millisecond that they want. And they're so precise. They're no different than Tom Brady throwing football.
I know.
These guys, they know where your buttons are, and that's where they're going. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just, and then you'll get guys. Well, I think I can handle them around. No, you couldn't. No, you could not. Okay, that would happen so fast. Like you have no idea how good that person really is. Like I get it. He's 145 pounds. He's still breaking your jaw. I mean, that's what they do.
Or your arm.
Or wherever he wants to break.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to break. I mean, it's just unbelievable the way these guys, and just their power and their speed, and just overall the human body has evolved just at a crazy level, I think. I mean, take you, for example. I mean, you're 59 years old. Both my grandpas died at age 65 or 66, you know. They were old men. You know, I mean, whenever I look at them, you know, and I mean, you've had physical jobs, and I mean, they did too, but I mean, you know, just look how good you're holding up at 59.
Well,
where 30 years ago, whenever you died at 65, they said, well, that was a good life, you know,
full life.
And now, I mean, hell, 65. I mean, you're just cranking.
Well, What do they say? 60 is the new 40.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
So,
but like with your Krav Maga training, obviously it's been something that you've been passionate about and done over a long period of years. Did you ever take any other martial arts? Like, did you
ever do the Bondo or anything?
Yeah, did you have any interest or anything in any other martial art?
No, never. In high school, Dad would take me over to Chillicothe, and that was just a short period, maybe not even a year, over to Don Madden, who just passed away. Don Madden. Toki Hill. You guys have heard of Toki Hill?
Yeah, I know Toki.
So Don had boxing.
Okay, is he still doing that?
Box. Toki?
Uh-huh.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Is that what he was big in, was boxing?
I think it was Taekwondo.
Yeah, I thought.
But I'm not sure. But he was like,
he was legit
champion class. Yeah. Toki was real.
Yeah.
And so I had a little bit of boxing. And, you know, with Krav Maga, that all started, I guess I could say, I don't want to regurgitate what we did the last interview, but it probably started with me out of curiosity more than anything. And I do want to come back to something here in a minute. Let me explain it, and I'll come back to something I'm seeing.
Okay.
Overseas, you know, I had teams. We were on teams, and in the evenings, we were private military operators, contractors, you know, so we had our free time. We weren't restricted like the military was, and we lived off the base. But all the guys on the teams were they were all alphas. You know, they were all type A's.
Yeah.
And they were from everywhere. You know, I had
construction projects. Think Geiger Brothers of Jackson. All your construction and engineering needs. Scott Massey, friend of the program. Look him up. 740-286-0800.
had former U.S. Special Forces guys there. I had a British SAS. I had Canadian JTF-2, which is Joint Task Force 2 is the Canadian equivalent to our SEAL teams.
Okay.
I had Navy SEALs. British Green Jackets, Australian SAS. I mean, so you know, these guys they come into the private contracting world, but I had to keep them busy, you know. And I remember when I bought gloves and mats, and every night after dinner, it would be, tonight's your turn. And you'd show us something that you had picked up or been trained in. Okay. Tomorrow night, Pudge, it's, Europe, or the next night whenever we'd have things scheduled or tasks or missions going on. And I remember, Jared was the U.S. He was with 5th Group, and he began to one night he had just demonstrated kind of like a takedown on just a shirt collar takedown. And I said, well, what is that? Well, it's called Krav Maga. And it's always, I've heard Krav Maga. I've probably been guilty of saying Krav Maga. I mean, and I don't lose it over that. So thanks for trying.
Yeah.
But, and I Google it. And I'm like, whoa, well, yeah, looks interesting. And personally, here's my downfall. Here's why it was such a good fit for me. I never had the patience to go through karate and taekwondo and all these steps, and that's just, sorry, it's good or bad. I want it now,
right,
or as quick as I can get it. Krav Maga gives you that.
Yeah,
I can, with these 2-hour seminars I talk about, you're not going to go out and fight in a cage, MMA, but
you're going to be a whole lot safer in the world.
Oh yeah, I can tell you, do not be afraid to dig their eyes out.
Yeah,
and then get away.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's why there's no competitions in this.
Yeah, because it's real life, man.
It's more of a hurting, get out of trouble situation than it is, how good your judo.
Neutralize the threat.
Well,
I'm not trying to score points. I'm not trying to impress judges. I'm trying to protect myself. And get home.
If I recall, you were a Marine, correct?
Right.
So I mean, I'm certain as part of military training, there is some form, like I've heard different Marines talk about line training or something where they,
it's funny. The Marine Corps has now, back then we just called it hand-to-hand combat, and which goes into techniques. Guys, some of the techniques, they're centuries old.
Okay,
they don't change because they're effective.
Right.
They work. I've always said, the way I teach it, it changes. I get better and better and better and better. But society drives that sometimes, and which is where I'm going in just a second. So the Marine Corps, we had back then hand-to-hand combat. Now they have what they call MCMAP, Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, and it's based pretty much identical off of Krav Maga.
Okay, that was where I was going. Like, when you're talking about SEALs, Australian SAS, the Green Jackets, different, like military combat hand-to-hand training. Is it more of a Krav Maga type thing, or are there certain martial arts disciplines that are taught?
Do they teach boxing? Do they teach karate?
That's where Krav Maga comes in, and it makes no apologies. Krav Maga is not centuries old. Like, it was only really formally, let's call it Krav Maga, which is Hebrew for contact combat.
Yeah.
Back in probably 48, when 1940, when Israel became a state, a nation.
Right.
So, and what it does, it makes no apologies. That jab, cross, or great boxing, we're going to use it. Those knee strikes you've got in Muay Thai, those really hurt. We're going to use those.
Okay.
And those karate kicks and those taekwondo, we're going to use it. And all that ground fighting and BJJ, we're going to incorporate that in the system too. So
it's a defense system, not a way of life or a fighting style. It's a defense system,
and it's borrowed from all kinds of different.
Exactly.
It's crayon box.
If I had to say anything was original in Krav Maga, and back on the system, that's sure. ICCS, Israeli Contact Combat System.
Yeah.
It's a system.
It's a system.
So with a system, you don't have a lot of this. I need to get you trained.
Right.
I need to get you operational.
The system is,
and then I need to get you on the grease board because you're going out on mission.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
So,
when you get into like the military, okay, so like whenever you enlisted, whenever you were 18 or whatever age you were. Do they do this with everybody? Do they bring you in and give you like a defense class, or is it more like, okay, like when does that happen? Like, okay, does every Marine out there, is he able to kill you with 2 fingers, or is that just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that either.
I mean, I know they're all tough, and I know that they've all, went through rigorous amounts of training, but I mean, at what point?
Is it basic training, or is it like when you say, all right, hey, man, I'm going into recon, then you're going to have a little bit more, training like that?
Yeah, exactly. Now, let me plug for the Army real quick, too. I don't want to turn this into a Marine Corps recruiting, but the Army in their, I'll call it self-defense program, they call it combatives. And this is what they teach in their boot camp. Now, it's really centered on a BJJ. What I've been called is like the Gracie version of BJJ, which is fantastic. It's great. But it's all ground. Now they incorporate some striking and stuff.
Yeah.
But while you're on the ground.
In Krav Maga, I'm real quick to say that not one system is better than the other.
Sure. Yeah.
Some people will argue that all day long, and I don't, because we just pluck and take whatever we need.
Right.
Sorry or thank you, whichever one you prefer, but we're going to use this. So the Army uses combatives, great system. So everybody gets a dose of this. In the Marine Corps, when you're going through boot camp, I went through Parris Island, which is just a beautiful place to visit.
That's what it sounds like.
It was 3 months worth of just a vacation.
Really easy.
Oh, yeah.
Great food. Great food.
They were so
people
nice
are nice.
there.
Yeah, people are nice.
God, we had a drill instructor relieved for putting his hand. I mean, it was just like typical Full Metal Jacket stuff. But I think, Pudge, I think it's in Phase 2, which is kind of like the middle. You're right, sort of in the middle.
Of basic?
Into thirds, basic. We began to train to go down that path of hand-to-hand combat. Because by then, they'd had us...
Your body's in shape.
We're in shape.
Yeah.
So injuries, when you're in shape, when you're fit...
Not as many.
Injuries go down. Injuries go down.
Yeah.
And they've had that much time to build that warrior ethos
spirit
into you.
Yeah.
Basically what you're saying, they've had Expo time piss you off.
Well, the drill instructors would sit around.
They have pretty much eliminated all fear from you, I would imagine. Of anything.
You're aggressive, you're lean, you're fit, and
the best shape of your life.
The drill instructors would make little side bets on my boy's going to beat your boy, because the platoons would challenge platoons and stuff. Yeah. So you get to get busy, man, with somebody in the sand. I mean, and you're rolling, and it's very aggressive. Oh yeah, it's all. We had football back then. It was football helmets, and
Did you have weapons or just?
Okay, so
is that like those big pads?
Jousting? You guys out there jousting?
It's called Peagle sticks.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're slapping your helmet. Just the old Woody Hayes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come on, you better win, or you're going to pay for this. And
yeah.
Yes sir. Yes sir. I'm going to kill this guy, or I'm going to be killed.
Yeah.
And when he turns you loose, it's like letting you off the leash.
Yeah.
And away you go. And. If I could take you out with that, then boom, that was great. Oftentimes, down you would go, and then
the sticks are gone.
It's no holds barred until either they're incapable of, kind of like an MMA, incapable of defending themselves,
right?
Or the DIs come up and yank you off, and away you go.
Now, not to change the subject, but I think I want to hear what you had to say about this. Number one, what the boxing for me is I think keeping me very grounded mentally.
It's therapeutic.
Where I had COVID, I couldn't go for 2 weeks, and went back this past week. Everything was great. Missed it. God, I missed it. It was great to get back in there, and I don't know if it's so much of taking out frustrations as it is. I look forward to that time.
Your body misses it.
It's kind of like this podcast, whenever I'm doing this podcast, my phone's not with me.
Right.
Right. Actually, I think my phone is with me. But I thought I put it on the charge.
Yeah.
But, my phone's usually not with me. I'm not looking at it. It's just, it's total. I'm listening to the cadences. I'm listening to the combinations. And, it's really been good for me. So what are you doing at, you don't care if I tell people this, but age 59, how is this helping you keeping your body moving? Because, you're to roll around and to get into defense. Even boxing, you're moving a lot, core, legs, you're kind of all over the place with your body. What are you doing right now to keep your body loose?
Yeah, that's next question, please.
Because I'm sure you're feeling it.
I had, yeah. I think it's a double-edged sword. Last year I had knee surgery. Tore meniscus, and then the VA had already said, "Look, your knee is full of arthritis, so we want to tell you we're going to be replacing that one of these days." I'm like, okay, let's just hold off on that, but. That was a game changer because I didn't like running. Right. I don't like running.
Despise it.
But I liked challenging, and I would run, and then I would just in my mind, I'd just go somewhere. I'd just leave and 1 foot in front of it's funny not to brag, but one day I ran from here to Hamden.
I remember that with the vest on.
And up to. I was heading for Richard's Brothers Orchard one day, but I only ran as far as 35 because my wife was getting off work and I didn't want to hold her. She'd worked all night. I said, okay, this is close enough.
Yeah.
But that was my body got the bill for that, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah.
But mentally, that's where I was able to cash the check.
Yeah.
You push yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You push yourself and you just keep pushing your boundary because there's growth in the discomfort. And,
so you think are you pushing on?
I can't run anymore because it's just my knee.
Well, I'm saying even in an average workout. Are you pushing hard, or are you trying to back off? Are you trying to be cognizant of what's going on? Because what I'm noticing is whenever I get it, and I'm a little younger, but not much, but a little bit. But whenever I notice that it's time to back off, I've noticed that I probably better listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was what I was going to say. When it hurts, I stop and I figure it out.
Yeah.
If I've done something wrong, I fix it.
Yeah.
The other day, for example, the other morning, I'm throwing the combos and boom, I'm throwing left hooks, and I'm thinking, why is my hands hurting? And I'd forgot my MMA gloves at home, and I trained in big boxing gloves, and a simple adjustment. I just wasn't making a good solid fist. Fixed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next couple rounds came up, bam, I'm right on it. So if something hurts, I stop and assess. If I can fix it, I fix it and move on. If I can't fix it, I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I substitute. There are some things.
That's what I don't like. That's one thing I don't like about being in a classroom situation. It's not the classroom situation's fault, but I have a lot of lower back. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. My mentality is if they tell you to do something, I do it. Yeah. And that's where
probably sometimes you should be like, I'm going to leave that portion of it out.
And I do, or I'm subbing.
Right, do something else.
I'm doing something different because I've just noticed it's not worth it to me anymore.
Because we don't heal quicker, and if you do hurt yourself, then now you've taken yourself off the lineup. You've taken yourself off the field for
however long it takes.
It's like, jeez, yeah. I should have fixed this, or I should have just not done it. I know during the classes when I had regular class, and I still do this at seminars because you get older folks, and I've kind of came up with a way where I just say, look, if this is uncomfortable for you, do not hurt yourself. But I want you thinking about a way that you can compensate for that. I said, because there is value in knowing what your
limit is,
what your liabilities are, where your weaknesses are.
Yeah.
But we just don't put them on a shelf. We compensate because I've got to keep this momentum. I've got to keep this.
You can't quit.
Attack going.
Right.
So you do. There are some things that you can. I can always do a headbutt. I'll crush your face with a headbutt. Yeah. And then I'll start from there.
Yeah. Right.
There's some things that require very little effort except predisposition.
Right.
And what I mean, let me put that in context. Another thing I teach is I say, I don't care if you are, and I don't say this cocky.
Right.
I want to sound that way because it gets people's attention when they're going wrong. I don't care who you are. If you're that MMA fighter, if you're Chuck Liddell, or see, that's probably the last time I watched, but if you're up against someone who's cranked out on meth, or bath salts, really nothing you're going to do
is going to stop them.
going to have an impact on them. As far as striking, elbows, knee strikes, kicking them in the groin, not going to have an effect. But a really easy technique is just put, my hands are like, dude, I don't want to trouble. Bam. They come out like a cobra, boom, right into those sockets. I don't care how high you are on meth. I don't care how mad, how aggressive you are.
Yeah.
If you can take away that tool,
they're done. Yeah.
Oh, you poke their eyes, man. That's
it's because it's involuntary.
Yeah.
With someone like that, let's say even if you are really highly skilled, and I first of all, I don't want to wrestle you because you're superhuman strength. So I'm not going to try and get around and get you in that rear naked jaw and choke you out.
Or let them bite you.
Great
They'll
strategy.
get down in there and bite you.
Yeah.
Bite, dig into you.
Yeah.
I can break your arms. You can do all this kind of stuff. They might not even feel it. They're going to keep fighting. You take those eyes out. You take that, number one, you're taking a tool away. They probably didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
But they can't
I can't say.
see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't care. Mentally, it's always a shock to the system when you get something rammed in your eye.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then you run.
And then you can't
run
see.
like
You
your
just
hair's
get the
on
heck
fire.
out there. Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
I am not going to stand around.
Or continue the attack.
I tell people, and this resonates with kids real well.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in it. If you've got to throw that punch, number one, be first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that goes into the whole. We were all raised
Them
like,
days, who threw the first punches?
don't hit first. But if you get in this days and age,
Well, I mean
Throw it.
all that stuff started back when guys were going out and doing duels at sunrise.
Yeah.
I mean, shooting it like that was honorable. I mean, what?
Yeah.
not in this day and age.
Yeah.
Throw them.
Yeah.
So if you think it's going there,
Yeah, let's go.
Take it.
Yeah.
But I tell them, say, not that we're trying to beat the security cameras but that's why it's important to have that dialogue. Like, dude, man, stay back. I don't want any trouble with you.
Yeah.
I said, people are going to say, well, I don't know. He had his hands up. Makes a huge difference. This or this. This is universal. Touch gloves. Let's get busy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Back off, dude. I can hear you fine from. What do you need? I don't want any trouble with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you keep right now. I don't even really care. That's coming out on autoplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
What
then
I'm thinking of is
yeah.
if he takes one more step,
It's over.
It's over.
I'm going to push launch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you do that, I want to
Now,
say,
will you shove them first?
no, why?
Well, just to see if.
That's posturing.
Like, are you backing up when you're doing that, or are you holding your ground?
If I can, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm backing toward the door, it's going to be
You'll
like
do
I'm plotting my escape.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
But, there are some things. If you get all kind of like, well, come on, well, their hands are in my way,
Right.
But I want to teach. Like I said, I want to sound to, but I want to train headhunters.
Sure.
Because if I can shut down the CPU, system collapse.
Right.
I can kick you in the junk. I can stomp your foot. But that's probably not going to take away your will to fight.
Right.
If I can shut those lights off, then when you wake
You're
up,
out
guess
there.
what?
Yep.
I'm 2 blocks away.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the kids, when I work with kids, this is the importance of don't rely on one punch, but always have something that you're really good at.
Yeah.
and make that first one that you're. Don't hold back. Pull out your best.
Yeah.
Give them your best.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll work, but we don't want to rely on that. So I tell them, I say, okay, imagine this, because I told you guys I like to teach in context, because people get it. So we're in the barn, and I'm trying to think of something that people can see. One of these guitars behind me. Imagine that being a hornet's nest. I look at the hornet's nest, and I go up, and I swat that hornet's nest, and then I step back. What's going to happen to me?
You'll be dressed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the kids
gonna
get
be
it.
bad.
They
Yeah.
get it. They right immediately. They understand. Everybody understands this. So we keep fighting. I'm going to deal with that hornet's nest. It's coming down.
Yeah.
Right? I'm committing myself
When
until
I go,
this thing is in.
I'm gonna take a blanket. I'm gonna wrap it up.
So
We're throwing it away.
Better have the next 3 steps ready.
overwhelming. Years ago, I think it was Storm Norman General Schwarzkopf.
Oh yeah.
Shock and awe was the whole strategy.
Uh-huh.
And that can translate to here real easy.
Could be.
Shock and awe. What's he mad about?
Yeah, Ted just got mad at us and walked away, didn't he? Yeah.
Hornet lover.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's great. I mean, I see no reason not to teach, a child. I love the way that the Krav Maga teaches. Okay, I don't want this. I don't want this. Now, okay, now you crossed. Okay, I'm going to give you till you get to here. Okay, and if you're still coming at me whenever you get to this, and I've told you I'm done, then now I'm coming to you.
Yeah, that's controlling your space. You have to, even in the cage, you'll see them. They'll try and manage that space.
Yeah,
guys who are more comfortable, skilled on the ground, they're going to want to take you to the ground.
And they
got to get close to do it.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy.
Strikers
about
will keep them away.
That's what I love about the MMA world is you get to watch guys and how they like to fight. And I mean,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It is. It's ballet. Because you take a BJJ guy or those guys, they're going to want to get on their back. They love to fight off their back.
That's their strong suit. Yeah,
and doesn't seem like a good move, but it typically will work out. That horse Gracie system, I've kind of been exploring into that, and I mean, wow, those guys changed the game.
Oh, yeah, tremendously.
A bunch of 165-pound men changed the game.
Their ground game, man.
Oh my God!
Well, I mean, ground
submissions.
Yeah, ground. Ground is my That's my weakness. Yeah. I do not like ground. I'm not good there.
Does Krav Maga does it incorporate a lot of ground work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially within the ICCS curriculum. Sharir, he's got MMA gym in Jerusalem.
Okay.
He's coached a couple of the teams that went to Abu Dhabi to the BJJ competitions. Yeah. He coaches champions. Mm-hmm. He's pretty deadly on the ground. But to get into that philosophy of Krav Maga, and when I teach multiple attackers, this really hits home. And this is not a slight toward BJJ because it's fantastic. It is great.
Right.
But I can't fight 3 guys on the ground.
Yeah.
I've got to get back to my feet.
Curtis brought a great... I loved Curtis's stance whenever he says, you don't want to go to the ground in a bar fight. You're going to get your head kicked in.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's genius.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, that's all well good if you're in a mat.
That's what he said. Like, if you're in a match and you're both using the same discipline, that's one thing. But if you're in a bar fight, you don't want to be on your back.
Yeah. You want to get up. And a lot of fights are going to go to the ground. It's good to know how to handle yourself there.
Sure.
And I think when you're dealing with a single attack or a single threat, and it goes to the ground, my ground game is weak, so it would be, I'd have to hope I can hurt him on the way down.
Right.
I want to get back up quick because when I teach multiple attackers, I say every dirtbag has a dirtbag buddy, and they're going to come in. They're going to come out of the back seat of that car or belling off the back porch or coming out the back door of the bar to help their buddy because. That's what teammates do.
Yeah. Right.
And crooks are teams too.
Yeah.
Now, another thing is, I'm going to get into the lesson a little bit, but, when I teach, those classes were fun because I'd have 2 or 3 guys and I would stage them.
Yeah.
So I got a problem with you, and then I'd tip the hand. Now the next one's coming in. I'd tip the hand. The next one's coming in. It's putting this student under pressure, huge pressure, because I got to deal with you.
Yeah.
And there's methods to do that. Mm-hmm. How good they work, how effective they are is up to you, how much you can absorb of the lesson. Mm-hmm. But I say, I can't, I can't fight 2 or 3 guys at once. You can't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I can fight one guy 2 or 3 times.
Right.
You're going to get it. I'm moving. I don't stay planted. I'm constant. If I've done my homework right, I'm moving toward the weapons. Come on now. Bring it now.
Yeah.
I'm moving toward the door to get out.
Yeah.
But, I'll take on 1 or 2 guys. Got to keep moving. And I'm not going to get locked up with you. Yeah. I'm going to cause damage as much as I can, as quick as I can, as effective as I can. Back to the, whatever I've got to do, move. Because they're just moving in like on a radar bleeping.
Yeah.
And you're the target. So, but that's some of the philosophy, and that's what Krav Maga's put into me, I guess.
Huh. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool stuff, man.
I talk about it all night.
Yeah. So
awesome.
I know there were some books you brought.
Oh yeah, they're up on the counter. I don't know. I thought, who knows what they're going to ask me? What have you been reading
What were
lately?
these books that you got? Here, I'll grab them.
Okay. Yeah. I'll plug for Eddie.
Yeah.
If I
Ooh, I like the title already.
Yeah.
so which one?
Give that to my wife. Make the bed.
This is one I just finished a couple months. My wife got this for me, and then
What's that one?
Eddie Gallagher and his wife they signed it. You can buy them. They're still signing. They sell them, and it's Man in the Arena. Eddie was a Navy SEAL, 20-year Navy SEAL, and in Mosul back in 2017, he had teams. I had so many deployments under his belt, but without getting into the details, and it's a great, exciting book, but it's not a war story.
Okay.
That's just sprinkled in. The true thing here, the true inspiration that I drew from this, and I think that's what Eddie Gallagher wanted his readers to draw, was perseverance, determination. When you know you're right, you stay on course. You don't deviate. You don't give up. You keep. If you're being railroaded by the system, you keep fighting. You keep persevering, and basically he was a chief at the time, and his team. You have to understand the structure, how they do the SEAL teams. And I was not a Navy SEAL. Yeah, so I've worked with the SEAL teams overseas, but I was never a Navy SEAL. The team turned on him. So I guess to drama we call it a mutiny, but really it was today's version of a mutiny with texting back and forth and doing all this stuff. And what happened was some of those falsehoods got traction, and then he was placed under investigation by NCIS. Which, if you guys have watched the show NCIS, you know who those guys are, Naval Criminal Investigative Service, and they're federal agents, just like FBI. That's what they are. Right. And they ran him up on some serious charges, and I'm not going to give the punchline away or what some of his allegations were.
Yeah.
But it was horrible what the system did to him. Yeah. It was absolutely horrible, and President Trump got involved on his behalf, and still the Navy would not back off on this. So to make a long story short, there's so much in between that you're going to enjoy, but he was acquitted. Okay. And the book kind of vindicates. He uses an opportunity, not to vindicate, not in retribution. I'm going to pay you back. It's like, here's my story.
Yeah. My name's now clean. Yeah.
Yeah. This was not fun, and if I'm going to tell it, and if you can use something from it to get through it, then so. Huge respect for him, and I think you'd enjoy that.
You said you bought it?
I got it on
audiobooks.
Yeah. Huh. Audible.
I think at the time, like we said earlier, I can relate to some things, but it's a great book. It's a really great book. The other book is it just happens to be from another Navy SEAL. This is Admiral Mcraven, and this is really inspirational.
I've heard of this book.
Make your bed.
Yeah, and that looks like a quick read too, man. I bet that's good.
This is something that you can just pick up and read. Here's the I think 9-10 chapters. Start your day with a task completed. Chapter 2, you can't go it alone. Chapter 3, only the size of your heart matters. Life's not fair. Drive on. Failure can make you stronger. You must dare greatly. Stand up to bullies. We talked about that earlier. Yeah. Rise to the occasion. Give people hope. Never ever quit. So. Yeah. Application.
Awesome.
I'm up at 4:30 every morning, and
every day
I make my bed.
You get up at 4:30 every day?
No, I slept until 5 yesterday.
Yeah. My goodness, man, you're getting lazy.
What time you going to bed?
The later in the week it goes, the earlier I go to bed because my batteries are running down. But now, like tomorrow night, I'll be preparing to go back to work Monday, because I've got to get some gym time.
Yeah,
and I do it in the morning. I've done that for years, and it goes back to
it's the best thing you can do in the morning. I believe that.
Yeah, I'll pack my lunch the night before. I'll lay my clothes out the night before. It took me a while to iron out the wrinkles and find out where I can cut and save time.
Yeah,
take the dogs out.
Major process.
K-Cup is taking care of my inspiration for the morning. And bam, off I go to the Y, knock out a quick 30, 45-minute workout, and then I'm home, and off I go. And that's just, then I'm equipped. But so I'll go to bed tomorrow night, 10 o'clock or so. But as the week goes on. And, I'm still getting up early. And but my time going to bed. There have been times
sneaking into 8:30, 9 o'clock. Yeah,
I told her, I said, "My gosh, I'm getting old. Like it's 15 to 9, and I'm turning out the light." But yeah, I read these. I read something every night before bed.
Yeah,
and then I read my Bible in the morning before. That's another thing that's just as important as my coffee is getting a little bit of devotion time, and it just kind of sets my compass right for the day. And so yeah, I can if anyone's paying attention. This is a great book.
Barnes and Noble.
Probably any
sure.
bookstore.
Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon.
Yeah. With this one here, I make the bed every morning, and my son, he's 17. He done a wonderful job this weekend today, and he had the
Stataford. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Welsh Stataford?
Yeah.
So
they had the instrumental Stataford.
So
Mark A.
He did.
They did?
A wonderful
Band,
job. He got some accolades there. And
Instrumental Stataford. Whoa.
Like the band.
Okay. When did they do this? They've always
Thursday. Yeah.
Have they always done this?
Oh yeah.
It was up here at the.
Okay, well, the kids still got to get out there and sing it, don't they?
Well, yeah, but that's a different Stataford.
Okay.
This is the they have like a piano Stataford. They have like a band Stataford.
Do you know we're the only people that really do that? That's a Welsh thing. Do you know that?
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I didn't know it was Welsh until I butchered the word, and someone said, "No, you're making fun of my Welsh heritage."
Yeah.
I said, "No, I just."
Well, I heard now they let the kids sing like together.
They do. Yeah, it's different.
The other night was.
I'll have Gibson eat that up.
Yeah.
He's done that before.
It was only instrumentals. The other, but each kid had a chance to perform on their instrument.
Okay.
Now today, I guess it was a statewide thing, and he went down to Gallia County High School, and he just called me right before I came, and the results, they were judged and all this.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got really good results. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good deal.
Yeah, I'm really proud of him.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's good job, Maya.
Yeah, that's great.
But I'd get up and I'd come home and there's his bed unmade.
Yeah.
So for a couple of days, I started making his bed for him.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey, buddy," I said, I want you to read a little book for me here.
Yeah.
Now his bed's made every day.
There you go,
I'm
man.
so proud of him.
Yeah, I think we need to all read it.
Yeah, I know. My goal right now,
Yeah,
I haven't told you this. My Garmin trick has failed.
Okay.
So I had the bed switched.
Yeah.
Had it all done.
Yeah.
Now they're back. So I had to break it out again this morning. 24 minutes of deep sleep. Can't live on it.
No.
Can't live on
Well,
it.
he's killing you, bud.
Killing me.
Oh, man. Well, hey, Scott, thanks, dude. This was awesome.
Appreciate you, Scott. Appreciate you coming in, man. Good to see you.
Now we know there's going to be a 3 today,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're one of the few that's been 2. Let's see. You're probably the 7th or 8th guy. I had 2.
we've had
And we do 100.
I was shocked when you came in. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get another bite out of the apple here.
Yeah.
So-
no,
Well,
always
you'll get
enjoy-
another one,
Yeah.
too, man.
I don't
As long
think
as you're
there's-
willing to come back.
I'm always like, I love hanging out.
We
with you
think it's a new
guys.
studio. You like it better than the
I
old
love
one?
it. I told you last. I said I'm really excited to come and see it because
Yeah.
I noticed when you started popping up in the new background.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought, they're in there. I can't wait to see it. I didn't know I was going to be a guest. And by the way, you've had me once before to set in for. I'm always happy to come in.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. He's done a
Yeah.
substitute host.
Be your wingman.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, you were here that time we talked to the old cold-blooded or cold-body man himself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, David
Yeah.
Gillum.
Yeah, that's right.
Captain Coldbody.
Yeah, Captain Coldbody. DG. Yeah.
I've been giving him hell. You know, he's about the closest thing to a brother I got in the Gillum
He's
family.
such
You know,
he's a great guy.
we were about to, he's a year younger than me. You know,
Yeah.
we went all the way through school together. And for 40 years, we've always got along great, you know. And there is nothing that I enjoy any more than giving him hell. Like, you know,
He takes it good.
Oh, sometimes. I mean, if I can rattle him, I don't know if there's anything that makes me happier than rattling his cage.
He's pretty good at handing it back, though.
He will. He will. Yeah. I was telling him the other day, he said something about the insurance business, and I said, listen, you're not used to talking to anybody that can talk back. I said, this is a man's world over here.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get any objections.
He wins every argument. there,
Every
man.
argument.
Yeah.
It was funny, Chad, because you weren't here. You probably seen the show, but you didn't see the pre-show.
Oh.
So he came in. He didn't expect.
I didn't tell
you
him it was
tell
coming.
him.
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't tell
my.
him.
Yeah.
So it was me and Pudge.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he was kind of like, "What are you?
Yeah, what's Pudge got me into?
What are you guys up to?" here?"
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did. He did great. Hey, before we go, can I plug the course?
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Okay.
there's one more thing I got to talk to you about that I forgot. We'll cover it, and then you
It's
cover
probably
it.
kind of late. I know you guys have editing, and I don't know when this is going to post, but February 19 and 20.
Oh, but you'll be out by then.
Yeah.
Right out here at Armed and Ready.
Okay.
Sharir's coming in from Israel. We're going to do a 2-day, what we call Too Close to Shoot. Okay. And it was in the show. We got into the CCW. Not so. And that's where we're going to teach. We always say the gun is a tool. You're the weapon.
Yep.
You're the weapon. You're the weapon.
Okay,
Right.
so you're teaching this at Armed and Ready, February 19th.
Randy has a wonderful. He does these auctions and the big part, and he rents that out to us, and I bring the mats in, and I got all the equipment, and we come in. We're going to do 2 days what we call Too Close to Shoot.
Okay.
So I said we're going to show you how you can't always deploy that force multiplier in the gun world, but it's really pull your weapon into the fight, and it's great. Sharir does all the teaching. He comes from Israel. They don't want to pay to see me.
How they sign up?
So he doesn't. I've got a link on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And it's on Eventbrite. I use Eventbrite for those things.
Yep.
And
For what? What's it called?
Too Close to Shoot.
Too Close to Shoot.
Yeah, Too Close to Shoot. It's on there. You can go through Southern Ohio Krav Maga, ICCS Krav Maga, but it's on Eventbrite. Just punch in Jackson, Ohio, and it'll start up, and you'll see it because it got a guy pointing. Now that's the good news. And that may be bad, maybe good. We got 4 spots left, and we'll be topped out. So get in here. Yeah. I have a flash sale going on just because I'm thinking we're so close. Let's top this thing off. It's $150 for 2 days. So we got $50 off of it.
Get lunch?
Yeah.
No, you don't get lunch.
No, you don't get lunch here.
You're going to be busy.
We do go to the
fighting. You bet you fat bastard.
I'll bring a sandwich. You can fight for it.
Yeah.
We usually go to the truck stop. Now here's the unwritten part. I mean, usually it's after class because he's at the house, so he's like family to us. And on the Saturday night, I go to Giovanni's. It's like, hey, give us 5 large pizzas.
Yeah.
We've had 20, almost 30 some people from around the world and all over the United States,
awesome.
and it gives you that family feel. And that's what we're all about. Is family.
Yeah. That's
and
awesome.
You get that all of a sudden, bam! Now you're in.
That's great,
and it
man.
feels great. So. Yeah, thank you for letting me
real
plug
quick.
that. Question.
Are you going to the May 7th night ops at Warex?
Yes.
Hey, so
I haven't talked to. I
haven't seen you since the night ops the last time back in October. You were there. I was at the barn
down with Banjo Man.
Yes. Yeah, I got to. This was my first year doing that, and I mean that's wild, dude.
It's a blast.
They dropped these cats off.
Yeah, I remember talking about
miles away.
Yeah.
And
now, are you a participant or are you part of the crew out there?
I've participated in some of the events, but this year to free Jacob, I conducted the pre-op. Briefing.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we brought the teams in, and it was kind of funny because. I was able to slide right into the role.
Well, yeah, you've done that time or two.
If the result, every team we had, and I think there were like 17. I was really impressed. And each team had
8 or 9, 10 people. Yeah,
there was one team had like 15 people and a dog on it and all this, and they all come in, they're backslapping. They're at this fun event right away, but no one's smiling.
Yeah,
that's not funny. It's all serious with me.
Yeah,
and we've got the PowerPoint, and it's happening. I said, okay, here's where you're going to be inserted here. Extract point's going to be here, but you only have this much time. Here's our objectives. Here's the hostile terrain we can expect. The locals are not. And you're going all through this, and we don't have a lot of intel on where you're going. But if you want to know where you're going, turn around and look. They turn around in that little barn, and it was pitch black. You could see some grass right there, but everything was black. And then they turned back around. It was like,
yeah,
we know this is like an event, but this is kind of.
Yeah. We're not going to get hurt, are we?
Are they going to hurt us? Well, you know what? I'd spice it. Do not be taken prisoner. Before this team get prepared for your insert, you need to appoint team leader. You need to have your plan down. You've got 2 minutes to accomplish this. Okay, you guys are dismissed. Good luck.
Yeah.
And then they'd come down to see you.
Yeah. And I mean, I was just kind of around. I wasn't really doing anything. I think I had a flashlight. And I was maybe guiding them where the door was or something. But it was cool. Yeah. I think they're doing it May 7th. I think.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Jake about this.
I haven't either.
Know the
I need
details.
to talk to him. He's coming down in February. I believe. So Steven stopped in the other day.
You know, if you haven't had a chance to go to a WarX
Oh
event,
my, yeah.
go. Because you're in a family. If you don't know the background of Jake and the rest of the team, it's a family of
Now, you couldn't be there. You had football this year,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah, I couldn't be there this fall.
Yeah, it was.
I'll definitely be there in the spring, though, man.
Yeah, the May 7th. Well, you never know, man. We might have any other sports. Baseball.
Well, yeah, that's true. What night is that on? Probably Friday night,
Saturday.
right? Saturday
Saturday
yeah,
night, probably.
I don't know. I might be there, I might not.
Yeah, you just never know, man.
Yeah.
So,
and you know the venue.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You could have never imagined a better place
no.
than Stephen Richards, the Richards
Oh
Brothers
my, it's
Orchard.
awesome.
It is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
I'm
So
happy to be
it's
a part
family.
of
Yeah,
it.
thanks for bringing that up. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's something everyone needs to.
Yeah.
It's good people. It's a
Oh,
good time.
great people, great time, and so check it out.
Check it out. Thanks for coming
Check
on,
out Scott King. It's William Scott King on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
That's me.
And then
Yeah.
look up his link on Eventbrite. Too Close to Shoot, February 19th.
Yes.
Hit that smash the like button.
Thank you,
smash
guys.
it. Go to our TikTok.
Go to TikTok.
We're TikTok.
Instagram.
Instagram,
All of 'em.
Facebook. We're all over the place. See you.